Welcome back to Straight Talk, tying up the thing about the windmill thing, and we'll move on to some other things. We'll see how that plays out in the weeks ahead. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think when we get to this point, where it's a dead issue now. What's now an issue, of course, in the community, a concern for the last couple of years, was the whole court case involving Timmy Deer and the death of Tyler Glasgow. Just very, very sad incident that it should happen in our community.
Yeah, anytime there's an accident, regardless of how it happens, and somebody dies, especially a child or a young boy, over the years we've had that, and it's always hard. It doesn't matter how. In this case, it was an unfortunate situation that probably never should have happened. We do things sometimes under the influence of drugs and or alcohol, and we put ourselves in a bad position. We were talking about it earlier. There's a couple of families that are, there's maybe 3 or 4 families that are affected because of this, and plus the extended family and everybody else, and it's a tough situation to talk about. They had that park done up for Tyler, and that was something that was supported by the community. But people are saying about Timmy Deer Jr. that maybe he should have gotten more time, and then there's the other saying that, is that the answer? Is jail time the answer? Is that going to resolve things? So, I don't know.
Well, the unfortunate thing is that's the reality of putting your, every day we go out, we make choices. We make choices, and Mike, there are sometimes I think about this, and we all have made bad choices in our lives, and it's just really sometimes by luck, call it the grace of whomever, that somebody doesn't die. You don't die. Somebody's innocent doesn't die, like this boy, whatever. But the choices we make matter, and I think that really the thing that we need to really reflect on as a community always is that the things we do, our choices matter. Our choices, we don't know from the day we get up, if we get up one morning, that the choices that we make may have an impact that results in the loss of life. What would we do differently? Those are things, I think substantively we need to think about is like, okay, if I do this, I'm changing my quality of my mind, my decisions, and so on.
But when we're thinking clear, cognitively is one thing, but when you're in a situation supposedly under the influence of drugs and or alcohol, it's your boundaries are gone. You just do what you're going to do, and you run away from police. All the years that I was in police, it was always a scary thing when somebody ran away from you. And they're going after, they want to go after the police now because they're saying, well, they never should have chased us here. Rookie cop or not, somebody does something, you go after them. We do it. Our police do the same thing. If we're in pursuit of somebody and we're chasing them into Chateauguay or Côte St. Catherine, 99% of the times we don't stop. We go and pursue that person. Why are they running? Regardless of the protocols that are in place, it's hard to take out that protocol book when you're in pursuit of somebody.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just don't like how people assume Gunwalk is like a safe zone. And they, come here to.
That goes for everything, though.
Running
away from police is one thing. We have so much organized crime in this community that come here because it's a safe zone. We have a lot of our own people doing it. We're doing everything that we shouldn't be doing in this community.
But don't you think? Some of them. I start to say the Duke boys, but it's sort of like there's NASCAR exists because of you know, a certain kind of outlaw mentality.
He's
you
not
know?
talking about the Duke boys from Gunawaga.
No, no. We're not talking about the two boys from Gunawaga. But the whole thing about saying as Gunawaga is a safe zone and everything else, yeah, you know, it's true. But I don't even think we can even really afford to think about it in those terms. I mean, I look at it and I say, yeah, you know, under the influence, so on and so forth.
I'm not making it an excuse for anyone.
No, it isn't. You know, and the fact, I mean, I even I listen to the thing and I see things written. You know, there was an incident on the island a couple of years ago. Somebody lost their life. Somebody is like so badly, I mean, they're never going to be the same again. And it's all about a choice they made. To make a choice to be behind the wheel of a vehicle heavily under the influence of, say, alcohol. And it resulted in mayhem. Now, was that an accident? You know, the law would say, you know, it's not an accident. It's not an accident, it's a crime.
Known as reckless driving.
No, it's not. No, it's worse than that. Under Canadian law, and that the law applies whether people like it or not. Under anybody's law, you say you by taking something into you that impairs you, and knowingly getting behind the vehicle brings you to another level. And it's a very difficult thing, and it ends up in tragedy. And you know, it's hard. You know, your heart has to go out to the family of Tyler, and they're upset. They think, you know, in the state of their emotions now, having lost.
You know, yeah, you know, and I can understand the mother wanting more, you know, and I look at it as a parent and say that, you know what, what do? You know, I would probably want the same thing. You know, you get life because my son has no life. You know what I mean? But is that the answer to, is that the end, you know, the result? And the answer is, does the end justify the means, and everything that played in its, you know, played out in however it went. Plus, he was involved in some other issues before that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, did the system let him down? You know what I mean? There's a lot of things.
Yeah,
We all end up making choices as adults, and young adults are not, and things like this have to happen. But one of the main things I think that the community has to realize is that whatever you're going to do, there's going to be consequences. And if you make a decision to do something, don't bring it here. If you're going to do something out of this community, then stay out of the community and deal with it. You know, don't run away from it,
No,
because eventually, and even here, people run away from the police. I mean, you know who they are and everything. So then you have the other side. Well, they shouldn't have chased him because they know who it was, and they're like, you know, the circumstances dictate different. People don't know the whole circumstances around the incident and how it happens, why the police are doing what they do. You know, so all those things have to come into.
Well, I mean, from the perspective of somebody who's in the position of driving and under the influence, and again, I mean, all I could ever go by is my own life experiences. You know what? Just frickin' stop. How bad can it be?
Yeah.
How bad can it be? You know, certainly it can get worse. You know, I mean, that's something we got to think about too. Anyways, we're not going to solve that. All we can do is, you know, I think, you know, for the young man who's now in jail, you know, I mean, that's a loss to that family, because now he's taken away, and it's a deep wound for Tyler's for Jewel and her family. I mean, I have no way of knowing what that is.
Yeah.
It's bad. So with that, sad note, we're going to take a break, and we'll come back with more Straight Talk. Don't go away.